Hello, my name is Eugene Huang, and I'm the Government Operations Director for the National Broadband Task Force. Tuesday is a critical day for the National Broadband Task Force in that we are providing the public and the Commission an update on where we stand with the National Broadband Plan. The National Broadband Plan is an effort to create a plan for the country to ensure that all Americans have access to advanced broadband services. For those of you who are not familiar with the National Broadband Task Force, we're divided into three specific areas. The first area is focused on broadband deployment, and specifically, we're focused on the question of what infrastructure is necessary to ensure that broadband is available throughout the United States. The second area is broadband adoption, and specifically, the question of what steps the United States must take to ensure that all Americans have access to advanced broadband services. And the third area is national purposes, or how America will use broadband in our daily lives for areas such as education, healthcare, and economic development. Now, we have three goals for what we hope to accomplish at the Commission meeting on Tuesday. First is to describe the current state of broadband in the United States. Second is to provide the Commission and the public at large with the opportunity to provide feedback and to provide a mid-course correction on where we are with the National Broadband Plan. And the third area is to lay the foundation for questions that we are attempting to address with the plan. Now, in the area of government performance and civic engagement, the area that I and my team have been working on, I'll be discussing some of our preliminary findings about why broadband is so critical for our country. As one example, the IRS processed over 150 million tax returns last year, and over 40% of those returns were still in paper form. Now, it costs only 35 cents to process an electronic return, but it costs over 8 times as much, or over $2.80 to process a paper return. If our government were able to fully move towards electronic returns, we would save the government over $60 million annually. Civic engagement is another area where broadband is transforming our government. And we're seeing this with the adoption of social networking and crowdsourcing tools. As one example, the New York State Senate allows individuals to submit legislation markup ideas directly online. Now, we've received tremendous feedback so far through the public workshops, the public notices, and the blog that's been set up at www.broadband.gov. As one example of the ideas that we're receiving, the former mayor of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Graham Richard, let us know about how his town put GPS tracking devices online and on its street sweepers. As a result of this, the city was able to optimize the routes taken by its street sweepers and was able to save money by not buying another street sweeper. These are some of the stories that we are hearing, and we'd like to hear about how technology and broadband is transforming our communities throughout America. We encourage you to continue to provide your feedback and the ideas that we have throughout our country about the National Broadband Plan at www.broadband.gov.